Hello my friends and welcome back to another video. Today on the Schultzzie Collective, we are trying period products. Some trending menstrual alternatives to your typical pads and tampons. These are things that we have never tried before. I'll be testing the Diva Cup, Jess is testing period underwear, and Rachel is gonna try the disc. We'll let you know our first impressions and keep you updated through the cycle. So let's see which ones live up to the hype. Well, I just got my period, so I guess it's time to open this bad boy up, the Diva Cup. I know people love it. I'm a little terrified, but optimistic. Like, I feel like it's one of those things that seems intimidating, but so many people love it. It has to not actually be complicated, right? This is also like so not the time. Like, of course my period had to start right now. I'm like trying to get ready for therapy, trying to get out the door, but my period said, hold on, not yet. So let's open this up and see if there's an instruction manual, a setup guide. Am I supposed to boil it first? I know that's a thing I've seen people do, that they have to like boil their menstrual cups. What am I getting myself into? There she is, my new BFF for the week. So I have the Model 1, which says it can hold the capacity of 5 tampons. 5. Impressive. I get a little travel bag. Okay, I do have to boil it before the first use. And then after that, you wash it with a gentle pH balanced soap between uses. And then you also boil it between cycles for like a more thorough cleanse. Did not expect my period to come for at least another couple weeks, so I am pretty unprepared for this, but my period's not gonna wait. So for now, I'm gonna put a tampon in. That is what I usually do when I'm on my period. I also have period underwear that I like to use mostly for sleep, but sometimes for just like chilling around the house too, and those work really well. I've struggled with irregular and heavy and painful periods for pretty much my whole menstruating life. I do have PCOS, which is definitely a big piece of that puzzle for me. But I did just get an IUD, and my doctor said that that should lessen my periods, help with some of those symptoms, that it might even get rid of my period altogether. So I'm not totally sure how that is gonna factor into how this period hits me, but whatever it is, we'll see if the Diva Cup can handle it. This feels strange to hold in my hands.
Good morning. It is a bright and early Thursday morning. A Thursday morning like any other, except this one's particularly because I just started my period. My cycle's been all over the place since I gave birth. I'm 4.5 months postpartum. Usually before I was pregnant, my cycle was like clockwork and there was a great level of predictability. This time around, it's random. It's usually like within a week of when I expect it. But this morning I woke up and there it was. Typically, I am a hardcore advocate for the menstrual cup. I've been using a menstrual cup since I was like 18 years old. I started using one in college. What is that, like 13 years? And as a result of it, I kind of don't mind my period. I mean, it's like a stretch to say that I love my period, but I love using the cup. It's really good. As long as you're good about keeping it clean and you're not queasy about reaching up there, the cup is the best way to manage having a period, in my opinion. But we're here to try new things, and after 13 years of using a cup, I'm open to seeing what's on the market these days. When we were going over potential products for this video, the disc was brought up a couple times, and actually that was the one thing that I had never heard of. You're actually sitting on the box that it came in, so I'm gonna open that in a second. Because my period's here, so I gotta manage it right now. I'm currently in a leftover pad from postpartum, but I absolutely hate just using pads. There is just like no worse feeling for me in the world, so I need to put something up there, and I need to put something up there stat. I will say the biggest pros for me with the menstrual cup, my current sort of method, is I can leave it in for 12 hours without me thinking about it, noticing it, or it bothering me. And also it is eco-friendly. That's not really necessarily why I started using it. I kind of just started using it on a whim, but I will say in the last 13 years, I feel like I've really helped the environment by not creating, you know, waste. And when I was looking up the disc, I saw like the most common discs are not in fact reusable, they're disposable. So I will be sort of throwing them away every single time, which is not something I'm like thrilled about, but I am interested to see how they sit, how they feel. I think I'm gonna be a really hard person to convert, but I'm definitely willing to try this product for you guys. So here they are. I got the top rated one on Amazon. I thought that maybe that would just be like the best sort of test because if the most people got it and the most people liked it. So it says it's comfortable, it can be worn for up to 12 hours, it's convenient, disposable after each use. So the thing is you have to make sure that it gets tucked up behind your pubic bone. And that to me seems like it's gonna be really, really hard. I don't know. Let's look at one of them, shall we? Oh, it says 1 disc is equal to 5 tampons. Okay. There's 24 discs in this pack, and I'll put how much the pack was here on the screen. I don't remember off the top of my head. They come in these little things, which is nice. Okay. It's literally just like a ring with like some kind of apparently medical safe plastic thing. I see the blood will go in and it will collect. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go put this in and I'll let you know how it goes.
Good morning. I just woke up. You know when you're like, I could cry or laugh, as I'm gonna choose to laugh. I could cry. I'm in a lot of pain. This is a pair of leak-proof period underwear. It's high-waisted by Thinx. Well, I'm gonna go wash this because my period started this morning. But they're cute, like as far as underwear go too. Cute. Feels really nice. It's a much thinner material, which I'm hoping makes it more breathable. And then the section that's supposed to obviously be like period absorbing. This is what it looks like on the outside, and then the inside looks like this. I don't know, it feels like a fancy diaper and I'm kind of here for it. I did order 2 pairs of this, so I have a pair to wear during the daytime and then during the evening. These were $38. I got them in an XL and it holds up to 12 regular tampons. My periods are normally pretty bad, so I try to rest when I'm on them or rest when I can, but most of the time, especially the first day, because my cramps are really bad and then also like my hips really hurt and I'm just generally in a lot of like pain and nausea and a bunch of other stuff, I usually try to stay in bed. So the first day of my period, I'm usually down for the count, and then with Tylenol and some rest, I usually can move around more or function more. The second day, and then the third day is impacted but not as bad, and then by day 4 I'm usually like on my way to being done and I'm like not actively having cramps anymore but still bleeding. So normally I use, I don't know, regular schmegular pads from Target. Currently they're the like orange up, I think it's Up and Up. So Thinx is a brand that's been around for like a very long time. I've seen them in passing, I've seen them on Instagram. I'm excited to try them. I think the convenience of not constantly having to change a pad will be helpful. I am interested to see if during like the heavier parts of my period, if this is gonna be enough, because usually I'm going through a lot of the heavy duty pads per day. I think my record's like 7. And I'm also interested to see how well this stays. I move a lot in my sleep, and so one of my fears on my period is moving so much that I bleed everywhere outside of my pad, or I guess in this case my period underwear. So fingers crossed I don't bleed everywhere. If I do, the power of OxyClean. Anyways, I'm gonna try this on. I just hope it doesn't leak on my bed, and I'm gonna try to give my body the rest it needs today, so that I can get through the rest of the week next week.
The Diva Cup folds before you insert it. Press the sides of the cup between your fingers and fold it in half to create a U. You can insert your Diva Cup while sitting or standing with one leg raised. Hold your folded cup firmly below the upper rim and relax your muscles. With your free hand, gently separate your labia, and with the other, insert your folded Diva Cup slowly, rim first. Slide it up and back at an angle until the stem is even with the vaginal opening. Your Diva Cup should generally sit lower than a tampon, but feel free to move it up a little if that's more comfortable. Once the Diva Cup is in your vagina, grip the base of the cup, not the stem, and turn the cup one complete rotation to create a seal. And how often am I supposed to empty this thing? Once in place, you can wear it for up to 12 hours before you need to empty, clean, and reinsert it. 12 hours, okay. And you can sleep in it. I got the water going on the stove. I'm about to boil this for the first time, get it nice and sanitized, and then try it out. Here goes nothing. Oh my God, why is this so hard? Dear God. Okay, menstrual cup is in. It took me 4 attempts, and I'm like 90% sure that it's good, placement is correct. Actually, I'm pretty sure I had it right on the 3rd attempt, but I panicked a little bit and was like, nope, that's not right, take it out, and it was probably fine. But I feel more confident on where we're leaving off. I can definitely feel it. I'm definitely aware of it. It also just took me, like, I feel like I was in there for like 10 minutes trying to figure it out. I don't know, I left the camera rolling, so however long it took me trying the Diva Cup for the first time, we can put it on screen. I'm sure it's one of those things that like once you get the hang of it, it's easy peasy, but that was a little stressful. I was gonna go on a walk at the park today with Alice while Grace is at preschool, but now I'm a little nervous about it, so we'll see how the Diva Cup feels once I start moving around. But I am hopeful for this. Definitely, I think the scariest part about this is just figuring out getting it in. But it should be pretty low maintenance once it's in. You don't have to take it out to go to the bathroom. It can stay in for 12 hours. I mean, 5 tampons worth. You, in theory, can just put it in the morning and go throughout your whole day. I'm a little worried about leaks just because, like I said, I'm not 100% confident that the seal is perfect and the placement is perfect. But everyone I know who uses a menstrual cup raves about it, loves it, says that they'll never go back. So maybe it's just gonna take some getting used to, and then I will be in that camp, because it does sound nice just to not have to worry about changing a tampon all day. And in theory, it should save money. This menstrual cup was $29.74, and it's supposed to last for up to 5 years. That's a lot of boxes of tampons that I wouldn't have to buy. So let's see how the day goes, and hopefully I become less aware of the feeling of it being down there, because right now, still feeling a little unusual.
I don't think I did that right. Okay, I should have brought the instructions in with me, if I'm being honest. Where are they? I'm pretty sure I just did that completely wrong. Feels like it's in, well, it doesn't feel like anything, so maybe that's a good sign. I'm so used to putting the cup in, I feel like I may have just put it in like a cup and it's just sitting sideways. I tried to like use my finger and like push it all the way up as far as I could, but it was like, I wasn't sure exactly how it was supposed to feel, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna keep the pad on that I have just in case, and if I will let you guys know if in the like an hour or two if I feel like it's not working. I have like, I don't know, I would say like probably an average to heavy flow, so like we'll know soon enough if it ain't working. I just feel like I did that wrong, but I don't exactly know what I would do different. Well, we'll see. Let's see how this goes.
Surprise, surprise, we are in a new set of pajamas. I have a pair on. I literally just put them on. Fit is fine. I definitely feel the padding insert part on the butt, because it only is like a small margin of the butt. I'm sure I'll just get used to that. But first impressions, for underwear, they fit great. Obviously, I noticed the pad insert part, but I don't notice it any more than like putting a pad on. I don't think it's any better or any worse. So I'm gonna keep these on. I like that they fit tighter around the leg. It does make it slightly more comfortable, knowing that it's not gonna like shift or move and then I'm gonna bleed everywhere, which is, you know, the thing. So yeah, I'm currently in bed. I just changed and sort of got ready for my day of being in pain. I'm gonna go eat something, make sure my water's refilled. Once I have something on my stomach, I can take some Tylenol for pain relief, and then I need to call my sister. Sorry, every time I get a cramp, I can like feel my uterine lining ripping down, which is part of what you feel when you get a cramp, from my understanding, and it hurts, and my whole brain just goes like zeroes out. Factory reset. Yeah, so I'm not feeling great. I feel really, this has nothing to do with the underwear, but I feel really nauseous. I feel really bloated. My body hurts. My cramps are like I don't know, out of 10. Like I don't know, maybe a 6 right now. So yeah, I'm gonna try to take care of myself. Welcome to my unmade bed. And I will catch up with you guys later today once I've worn them for a couple hours and touch base to see if it's holding the amount of blood by then, hopefully. Or we're gonna be doing laundry together. And I really don't want to do that today. Alright. See you soon.
Okay, I hate these discs. I don't get it. I've had it in for about 5 hours, and like maybe 30 minutes ago I was sitting here editing. I'm working today and I felt like it was starting to leak. I felt like I could feel it starting to leak, so I went to the bathroom and it was in fact leaking, and it was kind of a mess. I'm wearing white shorts, which you might think was a bold move, and you're right. All right, these are shorts that I would wear all the time on my period without even thinking about it. I took the thing out because when I went to the bathroom, I just had to pee, and there was just blood everywhere. So I took the disc out and there was no blood in the disc. The disc was bloody, but there was no blood in it. So I disposed of it because I felt like weird putting, I was like, no, you know what, let's just start over. I tried putting a new one in and I was like determined to get it right. I had the instructions out in front of me. I watched a video about how to do it and I was sitting there inserting it and I felt like I kept doing the same thing over and over again where it would just like go in sideways and then I couldn't get it to like, basically if it's like, this is my vagina and then it's supposed to sit right here, I feel like I can get it up here, but then when I try and flip it like this way, it like won't go. Like I can kind of get it like this, like at like this angle, and then like I was like up there, okay, which was not the most pleasant experience with these fingernails. I was up there trying, I could feel my pubic bone, I felt it, and I was trying to get it up, but it like wouldn't go this way. It was just like stuck like this way. Every time I tried to do it, it like fought me because the thing was too rigid. Yeah, I don't know if this is for me, if I'm being honest. Like I'm gonna watch more videos, I guess, but like it's up there. I replaced my pad. I'm afraid to do this overnight. I don't know. That's the update. We'll see. I'll give this one a couple more hours and see. But it said it was supposed to last 12 hours and it definitely started leaking after 5. So something was wrong. I'll let you guys know.
Ooh, excuse me, sorry. So it is 4:31. Cramps are sort of better because I'm horizontal. Yeah, but so far being horizontal, no problems. It's comfortable. That like tightness I was talking about around the leg obviously hits different when I'm horizontal, and honestly it just makes me feel like it's not gonna like leak all over my legs or my sheets, so I appreciate that. And so far no leaks. I haven't had to like adjust it or do anything crazy. I will say every time I use the bathroom though, like I definitely notice pulling them back on that I'm like, I notice the butt part again and I'm like, okay, like the butt part of the padding, and I'm like, okay, and then I immediately, you know, get used to it. I definitely notice them way less than like wearing a pad or anything else, because I feel like wearing a pad with normal underwear, you just end up like making sure that it's adjusted kind of constantly. Anyways, I'm gonna keep being horizontal for a little, and I will catch you guys later.
Guess what? I went to bed with Kristen last night.
I just took it out after 10 hours. And let me just say, pouring it out, emptying the menstrual cup, like weirdly satisfying. I really had no issues with it moving throughout my day. I honestly kind of forgot it was there. The one part that did stress me out a little bit was just removing the cup for a couple of reasons. A, trying not to tip it before I got it out. And B, just wanting to make really sure that I do break that seal of the suction before I remove the cup, which everyone's supposed to do, but especially having an IUD. I had read online that it's like extra important to make sure you break that seal so that the suction doesn't dislodge the IUD, even though menstrual cup in your vagine, IUD in your uterus, they're not in the same spot. They shouldn't interact. But with the suction there, you know, just want to be thorough. I did ask my OB about this before using the menstrual cup, and she said I was good to go. Shouldn't be any issues there, but I definitely did get a little worried in my head about all the things that could go wrong. So I made sure to break the seal, release the suction, and I successfully did not spill out the menstrual cup as I was removing it. I'm gonna be wearing it tonight for sleep, which is as easy and low maintenance as the menstrual cup was during the day. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm not super stoked about wearing it at night. I've been really comfortable with my period underwear at night lately, and I'm kind of gonna miss it. No leaks or anything throughout the whole day though, so I'm not really worried about that overnight. And the cup wasn't even close to full. Like I think the capacity on this is pretty spot on. And they even have a bigger option that holds up to 6 tampons. It was also nice to not have to bring any tampons with me today. Just go out and live my life and not be worried about any maintenance I needed to do for my menstrual cycle. But all right, off to bed.
So it's a little actually past midnight. I fell asleep on the couch downstairs, but I wanted to give an update. After I replaced the cup in the middle of the day, I would say it lasted like another 5 hours before I noticed leakage was starting to really occur. I did in fact end up ruining my white shorts today. Not ruining them, they'll wash out just fine, but that's the first time I've leaked onto clothes in a really long time. Like I can't remember the last time I leaked onto clothes. So I'm pretty not happy with these. I will say I watched another probably like 45 minutes about like how to insert these cups and like cups, whatever, discs, whatever, and like what I could be doing wrong, and I'm 100% certain that I'm doing it right. It's midnight. I just came upstairs and I was gonna pee. I just peed before I was about to head to bed. And every time I pee, I think it empties out, which actually in my many videos that I watch is something that apparently can happen just because of the way it's situated. So it was definitely like, I peed and it was like, it basically came out, not out, but like a quarter of the way out. I just took it out, cleaned myself up, and then reinserted again. I will say this time when I reinserted it, it felt a little bit more snug. I didn't do anything different. So I don't know. We'll see. I have another pad on. I'm down to only having panty liners, and so it's a weird feeling going to bed, like fairly certain that I'm about to soil my sheets. And also, like, if I have to get up to pee in the middle of the night again, which I definitely will, I pee a lot. I don't want to have to worry about resetting it and like cleaning, because like my hands also get way dirtier because I gotta stick my fingers way further up my vagina than I do for my cup. So it's just like more of a cleanup situation, which is fine. It's just frustrating and annoying because it's not, you know, I've already had to replace this thing like 4 or 5 times. Not even replace it, just like resituate it. I was willing to give them that it could be user error, but at this point, first of all, it shouldn't be this hard. And also, like, there's nothing that I'm like doing wrong. I don't know. I'm really nervous for overnight. Let's go to bed.
It's now about 10 o'clock. No adjustments, no leaking. So I'm gonna switch this out for the other pair to wear overnight, and I'm gonna go ahead and wash this with the instructions it has, so that I can wear it tomorrow.
Good morning. This is about 1:00 in the morning. Well, last night went about as expected, and I leaked everywhere, and I'm currently washing my sheets, currently bleaching my sheets. If you're like, why are you leaking so much? It's because the only pads I have left are like panty liners, so they're not effective enough to prevent leakage. So today we're going old school black leggings, by the way, and I hate to keep comparing it to my cup, but here we are. If I was wearing a cup, I would not be wearing underwear with these leggings because I don't wear underwear with leggings typically, but I absolutely need that panty liner in with this disc. So yeah, I leaked everywhere last night. This morning I put in a new one. I simply know that I'm doing it right. Like, it feels, well, I don't feel it at all, which makes me think that's why it's in there correctly. I also actually like readjusted it a little bit while I was in the shower. It's in there properly. Like, it is in there properly. It just sucks. I haven't leaked this much since like I was, you know, 12 years old and learning how to put a tampon in for the first time. And the tampons were figured out way faster than this. Like, the learning curve for every other period product that I've had has been shorter than this. I don't know. I think the thing is that every time I go to the bathroom, it gets moved. And that is a constant complaint that I have seen in like the videos I've been watching and the reviews I've been reading trying to figure this thing out. That's not good. When I pee with my cup, it doesn't go anywhere. It has no impact on it because like my bladder like moving doesn't impact the cup. I'm just like so frustrated about it. And that's where we're at, if I'm being so honest. But you know what? People do say they like these, so I'm gonna keep trying. I'll check in with you guys later on my period to see how it progresses.
It is day 2. It worked really well. Like, sleeping was way more comfortable than pads because I wasn't worried about it moving after test driving it yesterday. So it was really comfortable. I didn't have any leaks. I was all over the place in terms of moving around because with cramps I just can't get comfortable. And so I will say it did not leak. There's not blood on my sheets. 10 out of 10. I washed the other one and started drying it overnight, so I'm gonna see if I can swap to that one at some point this morning. So that would be great. There is a pro tip, because for the instructions you're supposed to just like put it in your machine on cold or delicate or whatever, and then you're supposed to like line dry it. It says that, but you do want to like hand rinse it to saturate it with water and like rinse the majority of the blood out. I also prefer to do that so I can kind of tell how much I bled per period, which I can normally do with like a pad, but I can't necessarily do with period underwear, so it lets me know like how much blood I'm averaging per day, which I guess other people might not want to know that, but I kind of do want to know that. I want to know when it's a heavier bleed or when it's lighter, so I can kind of, you know, stay in tune with what's going on with my body. But they worked really well. I really felt comfortable sleeping in them overnight. I think that's it.
Who wants to know about my menstrual cup? Oh, this video is just TMI on so many levels. But you know what? Maybe not. Maybe it's the perfect amount of information because, you know, knowledge is power. We're destigmatizing periods. Anyways, the menstrual cup. Sleeping in it was really uneventful. No issues. Also, in general, no leaks at all. I'm 3 days in, and usually using tampons, I've come to expect like some level of leakage, especially on like day 2, day 3. This is when my period is the heaviest. And I have not had a single leak with the menstrual cup. I'm just emptying it, cleaning it, reinserting it morning and night, and that has been enough. So big thumbs up for the menstrual cup on that. It's also just like so nice to have it in all day and not have to think about it. Usually I'm having to remember to like bring tampons with me and constantly having that kind of like mental time frame of like, okay, when do I need to change my tampon again? And it's kind of nice to just put it in and forget about it. Although I will say the one time I really couldn't forget about it is I wore it, I went for a run. Well, I was running at the gym and I could feel it. It was not comfortable. Maybe it like shifted out of place while I was exercising. You're not supposed to be able to feel it, but I definitely could. And I felt very uncomfortable and did not like it. So running in the menstrual cup, I don't know, maybe I also just need to get more used to it, more comfortable with it. Like I said, once it's in, for the most part, it's like really nice. I don't really have to think about it. But you know, taking it out, emptying it, reinserting it, that has been kind of the most stressful part for me. It's so different from using a tampon, and I feel like it's something that's gonna take some getting used to. It's still taking me multiple tries to get it right when I'm putting it in. Oh, also, I posted that I was trying this and I got the best tip that has been a game changer, which is to take it out, empty it in the shower. Genius. So much less of a mess, no cleanup, it's so much easier. So yeah, overall, I feel like the jury's still out on the menstrual cup, and I've still got a good couple days left of my period. We'll see how it goes.
All right, you guys, I'm at what would normally be a little bit past the halfway point of my period, but my period has been so weird. So there's that. So last I checked in with you guys, I wasn't having the best time. Things got worse and then they got better, but let's chat. Day 2, I like sort of readjusted it when I was in the shower in the morning, and things were going really good. All day I was having no leaks. I was feeling like, okay, I don't really know what I did differently, but it's in there and it's working, so okay. Then I went to Target for about an hour. I was walking around Target. Up until that point, I just been kind of like sitting at my desk or sitting on the couch or just playing with my baby, so like not moving that much. We went to Target after a couple hours, was walking around, when all of a sudden, I was just walking, I like felt it move, and all of the blood that must have been like pooled in the disc spilled out into my pants or leggings. I was wearing leggings that day, and I had to hightail it the fuck out of Target. Like, I mean, I was wearing black leggings, so like I don't think anybody noticed, but it was horrible, horrifying. Okay, that night 2, and then the next day, day 3 and night 3, I thought I had like figured out something because I didn't experience any leaks. I was doing everything the exact same way I normally do. It had been holding the blood. It's just that like when I peed, it would come out, or like when I moved like a specific way, like it would come out, but I couldn't predict when or what those things were gonna be, so I was just feeling really frustrated. But night 2 and day 3 and night 3, I really didn't have that many leaks, and I was like, maybe I'm figuring something out here. Maybe I'm just getting better and better at inserting it. And then today is day 4. I worked out. I had no issues this morning working out, and I was really, really afraid. I purposely wore black leggings to the gym just in case something bad happened again. I didn't have a backup plan, so I was really putting all my faith into these discs. And there was no leakage. And this was now like the second day with no leakage after like 2 nights and 2 days of no leakages. I was thinking like, wow, okay, I even rested at the gym and things have been going okay. I must be getting better at this. But also something I've been noticing is even when I take them out, like in the morning and the night, there isn't that much blood in them. So today I just like after I got home from the gym, I took it out just to see, and there was like not that much blood in it, so I've kind of just been like pre-bleeding today, no disc in, and I think my period is ending sooner than I realized. It shouldn't be over until Wednesday. Today is Monday, but my cycle has been so f***ed up from, you know, having a baby that like I think I'm having a shorter period than normal, and that's why it hasn't leaked. I think my flow has been lighter the last couple days than it normally would be if I was experiencing like a typical period for myself, and I genuinely think that's the only reason that I haven't had leaks. I don't think I've actually done anything differently. And here I am on day 4 of my period. I'm still gonna give it another couple days because like just what prompted me to actually pick up this camera is that I started bleeding a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm still on my period. I still need to do something. So I'm gonna give it the next 2 days and see how it goes. But at this basically midpoint of my period check-in, I'm still not loving them. It's been not the best.
All right, I think I have finally reached the end of my period. It's day 9. It's been a long one, and the last 2 days has been like very on and off where I think I'm done, and then it's like, nope. But I think now it's done. And one bright side of having this extended period has been that I have gotten extra time to test out the menstrual cup. And one thing that is kind of a bummer is even after 9 days of using this, I still struggle to get it in and out. It's still stressful. It's still taken me multiple attempts to get it in, and I don't feel like I'm getting any better at it. That being said, once it's in place, I have not really had any issues with it. No leaks. It's so nice not to have to think about it throughout the day and not having to like keep that mental tally of like, okay, when did I last change my tampon? Where am I going? How many do I need to bring with me? It's been kind of a more stress-free period in general, I think because of that. I even went swimming in it the other day, which I had to Google, but apparently it's okay.
I'm wearing a menstrual cup.
I felt a little uncomfortable about it, like I wasn't so sure, but also like I remember when I went swimming with a tampon in for the first time and that like terrified me. So it's just something new that I think takes some getting used to. Really the only activity that I still am just not doing well with the menstrual cup is running. Walking is fine, everything else is fine. I think it's just the jostling movement makes it feel pretty uncomfortable for me, and I just feel like it's not staying in place in a way that I don't feel about tampons. That being said, overall, I think I'm gonna start choosing the menstrual cup over tampons most of the time for future periods. Like even though it is kind of stressful, getting it in and out, not having to worry about it all day is so nice. I can imagine how incredibly convenient this would be for things like long car rides and flights. I don't mind at all having to like, you know, take it out, empty it, and wash it every 12 hours. I'm definitely gonna use this again. I don't think this is gonna be the only menstrual product that I use. I think I'm gonna go back to tampons when I'm running, and I think I'm gonna go back to my period underwear for sleep. But for most regular days, I think I've been convinced. I think I'm gonna become a menstrual cup girly. I see why people like it so much, and I think the more I use it, the easier it will get as well.
I'm happy to report my period is over, and so too is my journey with menstrual discs. Forever and ever and ever, because I'm simply never putting a single one ever inside me ever again, ever. This particular period that I just had was shorter and lighter than my like usual period. Again, things are kind of still figuring themselves out after I had my baby. And for that, I can only think the universe was looking out for me, because no. When I first volunteered to be the one to test period discs, menstrual discs, whatever you want to call them, I was genuinely excited. I genuinely thought that this was going to be like a cool new thing. I've been using the menstrual cup for so long. I really wasn't trying to be closed-minded about like alternative period care methods, period products, whatever. But I don't know. Maybe my really positive experience with the menstrual cup does sort of shadow my totally negative experience with the menstrual discs, and maybe I was doing something wrong. Maybe I chose the wrong product for my body. You know, I know there's a bunch of different kinds of menstrual discs on the market. I know there are reusable ones, but like I said, I went with the highest rated one on Amazon that had hundreds of reviews. Like I did my best. I genuinely watched more videos on how to insert menstrual discs this week than I ever thought I would have to. And by the way, I think I was doing it right. Because I've been searching so much, I've been getting a lot of menstrual disc targeted ads and menstrual disc like TikToks in my algorithm this week. And I got one this week that was like, every time you go to the bathroom, it'll automatically empty, which did happen to me. Every time I went to the bathroom this week, it automatically emptied. But not like in a fun, convenient way, more like in a, it's not out of place again way. So I'm, at this point, 100% sure I was placing them properly, especially because it would catch the blood until I shifted into a position where it suddenly wouldn't. You know, for a while I thought it was user error, but I've decided it's ultimately a product that I don't like. and it doesn't like me. I can pretty safely say that I'm never ever going to use them again. In fact, I'm going down to San Diego tomorrow to help with a different shoot, and I'm bringing them with me for any other girls who want to try them because they're of absolutely zero use in my home right now. I will never be reusing it, and I can't wait for my next period when I can go back to my beautiful, beloved menstrual cup. Anyway, I'm glad I tried something new, if only for you, because I'm certainly never doing it for me again.
Final check-in. I think the thing I was most nervous about was the overnights, because I feel like that's typically when I'm the most worried about leaking. However, I feel like it held up really well. I definitely think the flaw in my plan of using these, and this is where I like don't know if it's worth the cost because you only get like 30 uses per before you're supposed to get rid of them, is I would definitely need like 2 to 4 pairs. So only having 2 didn't really work for me because you have to air dry it. But since you have those extra layers, you know, to absorb the blood, it takes longer to air dry. So I feel like I need at least comfortably 2 more pairs, so 4 pairs total, in order to like successfully cycle them through my period. Or I need like enough for every 12 hours of my period, which is about 4 to 5 days, which is a lot of pairs of underwear that I could only wear 30 times. Granted, if I only wear them once, if I let's say I do have the like 10 pairs of underwear and I only wear them once per period because I'm alternating days, that means I could have them for like 2.5 years, which per use is not too bad, but that's like a big upfront cost. So I think overall for the product, they're definitely something like if I'm gonna go on a long road trip, having that while I'm sitting in a car and I'm like worried about the distribution of blood or leaking or other things, that would be super helpful. I really do like them for like overnight. I felt very like comfortable because normally I have like a pad, obviously a pair of underwear, a pad, and like a tighter pair of shorts, which are not always the most comfortable to sleep in. And so having this was like a nice change of pace. I found that I, you know, was able to fall asleep sooner. I was more comfortable. And so I definitely think like night wearing them, I'm a huge fan. I did wear them to work on some of the days where I had like more physical activity to do, and they held up really well. I didn't feel like, also since, you know, they're so secure, I was worried that the legs were going to be tight and they were going to like chafe in the groin area or other things, and that didn't happen, which was great. I think it held up pretty well to my first impression. I liked the fit. I really liked how they did the absorbency pad on the bottom. I felt like it was smart. The only time I noticed the whole period of wearing them was whenever I would go to the bathroom and I would pull the underwear back up. Then I would notice, I'd be like, I felt like I had diaper butt, but then it like, you know, you acclimate and you forget about it. But in movement and throughout my day, didn't clock it. I definitely think I would use this product again. I'm interested, especially for the brand Thinks, to see what else they come up with, and I think I'm interested in trying some more of their products versus the one that I bought for this video. And I do think if you're somebody who isn't interested in, you know, the discs or the cups or tampons, and you're tired of wearing a pad, I do think it's worth, you know, getting a pair and giving it a shot, because it was really useful. I just don't know if having as many pairs as I'd want justifies the cost. I wish that they made swimwear like this, but also I'm kind of glad that they don't. Because that just seems like messy.
If you've used a menstrual cup or any of the products that we tried in this video, let me know your experience down in the comments. I was kind of interested in trying the disc, but after hearing from Rachel just how terrible the experience was for her, now I'm kind of thinking perhaps not. Because she was texting me all week when she was on her period just about how miserable this was and how much she missed her menstrual cup. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Be confident, be kind to your body, and we'll see you next time. Bye.